It's October 21st, which means it's a couple of hours before my birthday. So, we're making a matcha tiramisu again. Like last year, we're gonna wing this. Eggs, some matcha from Kyoto. Some ladyfingers. This might be left over from the last time I made a tiramisu, which might have been a year ago exactly. Got some sugar and then heavy cream that I kept in the fridge to keep it cold. Let's get cracking. Like last year, we're gonna start off with a double boiler. Conventional wisdom says to cook eggs until they're 165 to make sure they're fully free of salmonella. I'm gonna assume a risk. I'm not gonna cook them to 165 because that's beyond when the egg protein's set, and I don't wanna repeat it last year, so. I might have messed this up, but you know what, it's fine. I just have a pot of water going. We'll bring this up to a boil and then we'll throw a bowl on top. So while that's going, let's talk. Let's talk about this past year. About like my age, the year that I was 25, what did it feel like? Honestly, I feel like I had a lot of fun. Hi, it's me. I just want to say that while I personally had fun, there were and are a lot of things going on in the US this year that were messed up. There has been a blatant disregard for constitutional rights and freedoms for a lot of people of color, namely in the push for the punishment and deportation of immigrants and in ICE raids. There has been a lack of due process that everyone is supposed to receive. With the insane legislatures such as the recent Supreme Court order to allow ICE to essentially racially profile Latinos and target them for arrests and through intimidation, force, and just plain violence, people have been hurting. In addition, the current administration is trying to reduce the accessibility for SNAP, which is food stamps. They're saying there's rampant fraud, and it's making life more difficult for over 41 million people in the US to get access to basic food and nutrition, which is insane. People deserve to eat. So yeah, I'm pissed. I'm mentioning this to bring more awareness to these topics, and I will be making a donation to the ACLU to support their mission in protecting the civil liberties of people here in this country. Immigrants make America great, and people deserve rights. Thanks. I traveled a bunch. I ate a lot of different stuff. Went to a bunch of different concerts. I think I had a good time. Like last year, I do feel older, but I don't know. It's less of a change. I feel more the same. I feel like turning 25 to 26 is less of a change than turning 24 to 25. I feel like I had my quarter life crisis last year because I was like entering my mid-20s, but now that I'm turning 26, I don't know, just like cool, like I'm older. What are some things I really enjoyed in this past year? I feel like I picked up a couple hobbies like running. I ran a half marathon. And before, running used to be this thing where I had to do, and I would treat it like weight training, where I would push myself to run as fast as I could, as hard as I could, and then just die after. But I feel like this past year, I've really learned about how that's not the best way to train, and it's actually better to take it slow sometimes. So that's been really nice. Now I can run faster and farther without feeling like dying. Also, like most of my friends run, so it feels nice to number one share the common hobby. And also because they are better runners than I am, I have some external motivation to keep me going. So I also went skiing for the first time in Japan and Colorado. Skiing in Japan was one of my goals that I had. I really wanted to do this thing for a while now. And this past year I finally got the chance, and that was really cool. Japan skiing, they say, is undefeated. I haven't been skiing enough to really know the difference, but all I know is that I had a good time when I went to Japan to ski. What am I doing? Hold on. Only yolks into the bowl. Today we're using 2 eggs. You can check out my video I made on everything I ate in Hakuba and my skiing experience there if you want. I feel like I'm still pretty much a beginner in this world of skiing. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, okay, that's not necessarily true. I don't have a great idea of what I'm doing, but I understand the basics. My technique is not good. Yeah, no, that's hot. Ah! I really want to hit more days this season. I also surfed a little bit when I went to Hawaii. Again, something I really want to get good at, but it's kind of hard to, you know, bust out surfing in the US if you're not in California, which I am not in. It's lightening up in color. I've been having a lot of fun with, I guess, new sports. which makes sense. I grew up playing sports, so it's nice to, you know, continue doing that in my adulthood. Well, let's go a little bit more. I also went on my first solo trip. I also made a video about that. You can check it out here. But I went to Copenhagen by myself. Okay, so the real reason why I went to Copenhagen is because I was supposed to go on a trip to Zion with my friends, but that kind of fell through. But I had already kind of blocked that time off mentally to do some sort of vacation. So I just kind of scrolled through the map. I was just like looking at different flight prices, and originally I was gonna go to Italy to eat around like the Emilia-Romagna area. But then I saw that flights to Copenhagen were comparable. And I had always wanted to go to Copenhagen. We're gonna make some whipped cream. And there was this particular bakery that I really wanted to go to. And in my mind, I was like, if not now, when? Didn't really ask anyone else to come, just being on my own itinerary, spending as much time as I wanted to at restaurants, and pretty much eating for the entire day. Like I said last year, I had been getting more accustomed to doing things by myself, but that was really fun. Then I went to Stockholm, where I spent a couple days with one of my friends from college. And yeah, like solo travel's cool and all, and you get a lot of time for yourself, obviously. But also traveling with other people, also kind of fun. Friends are cool, friends are nice to have. So I think in the future, I think I would like a balance of, you know, a little bit of solo time, then a little bit of friend time. So what I did for Copenhagen, I think was actually kind of perfect. Copenhagen is such a cool city. I just loved biking around the little neighborhoods and walking around, looking at all the bakeries and the little shops. And also Copenhagen is one of the fine dining capitals of the world, apparently. Not apparently, like it's fact, but yeah, a bunch of cool restaurants that I didn't have the budget to go to. There's always next time. All right, we're gonna do egg into the whipped cream. Oh, I also went to a bunch of concerts. Just so happens that a bunch of people and like friends of friends share the same music tastes as I do. Like over the past weekend, I went to go see Disclosure at Forest Hills in New York, and we had a squad of like 15 people. I enjoy music. I enjoy live music, I've come to realize. We're gonna add a little bit more heavy cream. I feel like the egg to whipped cream ratio is a little off. Also, a little bit of salt in here because why not? Let's talk about some things that I struggled with. I've come to a realization that I am busy, and so is everyone else. You know, everyone's got their own personal lives going on, like family, friends, relationships. It's hard to, you know, make time for everyone, right? Like that's just what life is. Like you become an adult, you got stuff to do. That realization is something I struggled with this year. You have to make time for the things or the people that really matter to you. It's very easy to just back out on your plans that you made and just say, I'm not really feeling it. Just because, yeah, I don't know, like you're tired or like you have a big day the next day. And I'm not trying to invalidate anyone's reasoning. Everyone has their own reasons for doing stuff. Another thing I struggled with recently, or another thing that I've been noticing that I struggle with recently is staying in touch with the people that matter to me. And it goes back to what I was saying about everyone being busy. You know, it's easy to get caught up in like my day-to-day and just see a text from a friend and kind of just forget about it, right? And then ends up being like a whole day later and I haven't responded and I see the text and I'm like, oh, like that conversation is not really going anymore because it was relevant yesterday. And I'm not saying I gotta be plugged into my phone 24/7 because that's definitely not it. But actually, you know, responding at a reasonable time and reaching out to people who I haven't really spoken to in a while. The color doesn't look great on camera, but I promise you it's a very vibrant green. It's way better than whatever I was using last year. What's happening right now is the matcha is being suspended in this whipped cream and it's not really dissolving. I should have made a matcha solution and then put it in here, but I didn't think of that. It all boils down to, you know, we all live very busy lives. I need to basically do a better job at making time for what is important, and it means prioritizing some things over other things. So yeah, I deleted Instagram. I still have TikTok because, you know, I still make videos. I also had Reddit on my phone because, you know, I would be asking all these questions to myself and I wanted to know the answer, and I hated the Reddit mobile version. I was also kind of scrolling on there too. I deleted that too. If I need to go on Reddit, I will go on it using my computer. Trying to eliminate unnecessary time sinks in my life. Overall, how do I feel? Like I said in the video before this, I haven't been able to dedicate as much time to this channel as I would like to because I've just been busy with life. But I'm moving soon. Oh yeah, this is my parents' house. I'm excited for things to come. Yeah, lots to be thankful for. All right, how's this now? A little bit more, just a little bit more. It's all kind of homogeneous now. There are some dark specks, but it's kind of nice. It gives it a little bit of character. Okay, fine. Just a little bit more sugar. Come on, it's a tiramisu, it has to be sweet. Oh, one thing I will say is that I really haven't been cooking as much, so I'm excited to be cooking again. I feel like that was one of my creative outlets. But yeah, I want to get back on the recipe development wave. One of the things that I want to develop is a Japanese pudding recipe, or like a pudding recipe. And there's this company in Japan called Morozov, which makes the best pudding I've ever had. And I want to get to that point. That's gonna be something I'm gonna work on in the background. Okay, time to assemble. Should I use a whisk? Should I use a real matcha whisk? Nah, let's add a little bit of sugar too. I definitely should have used the whisk. You know what I like about tiramisu? I like the hands-on aspect. I feel like I'm like building Legos. I don't think I should fill this entire thing. Yeah, that's better. You're getting relocated. Parallel. Do I go perpendicular or do I go parallel? Do I go perpendicular? Did I do this last year? Let's go parallel. Oh, another small goal of mine. I'm gonna talk about goals tomorrow when I actually eat this. One of my goals should be to basically like burn the nerve endings of my fingers, so like asbestos hands, so that I can pick up hot stuff without getting hurt by it. I feel like that'd be cool. It's a lot of tiramisu for one person. This is gonna go in the fridge. I will see you when I'm 26. What is this? What is this? It's mascarpone cheese. The cheese that I was supposed to use in this tiramisu. I forgot to put it in. Oh man, it's not a tiramisu, but it's fine. Please, 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 please. Also, it's Thursday, October 23rd. So, I'm now 26. I hope I can sleep tonight from all this caffeine. Ooh. Oh, that's some good stuff. Yeah, of course it's good. It's sugar and cream and matcha. You can't go wrong. It doesn't taste like a tiramisu because it doesn't have the damn mascarpone. Okay, let's talk. What are some things that I want to work on in this coming year? I mentioned this. I think first of all, I mentioned this in this video before, a more consistent schedule. I think I should shoot for at least one video per month, but I can't get lazy. I cannot get lazy. I'm gonna have more busy months, and then I'm gonna have months that are not as busy, but that's on me to kind of manage that. But yeah, I basically need to do a better job about managing my own schedule. Number two, I would like to bake more. You know, I'm a terrible baker. That's something that I need to improve on, and I will probably showcase the journey. Here's a tangible goal. I think I should aim to hit 5,000 subscribers. And I know metrics don't really mean anything sometimes, but I think that's a nice tangible goal to shoot for. I think that would be easy to do with some short form videos, but I do want to focus on full length. So 5,000 with full length. Oh, this goes without saying, but I'm gonna break 2 hours for that half marathon. I'm gonna do it in May. Like, come on. Why is tea so good? Who made tea? I want to meet the person who made tea. I've always loved the idea of being able to speak a different language. And yes, right now I can speak Japanese and English. I want to do three. My Spanish, iffy at best. No puedo hablar español bien. Necesito pensar mucho para hablar. Okay, verdict. It's better than last year's, but it's missing something. Right amount of sweetness, right amount of matcha flavor. But yeah, that was me turning 26. That's it. Happy Thursday. Oh, happy Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. I have a dinner res at Lout in Union Square. So gonna check that out. Hopefully it's good. I think it'll be good. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna finish this. Peace out, see you later.